Back with more Fear the Walking Dead. This is episode 16 of season 6 and the season finale. Oh boy, all been leading to this for quite a while now. It feels like. When did the season even start? Obviously, I think we had like a few months delay with COVID and stuff in like the first half of the season that cut a bit short, and then been quite the ride. But we are here, and I'm very excited to see who's going to get nuked, I guess. If any, we'll see. But yeah, it's been a hell of a season so far, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to wrap it up. Maybe set up season 7 as well. In terms of what to expect, I really don't know. Is it going to be people like escaping, trying to hide, doing whatever they can to not be, incinerated or whatever? It should be quite something. Honestly, my want is for Dakota to die. Which sounds horrible and morbid, but Dakota's awful, it's time for her to go. And, as long as the characters I love don't die, we're all good. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how they're going to structure it, Are we going to see everyone? Is there going to be just a focus on a couple of characters for whatever reason? I'm not sure, but I'm excited nonetheless, and I'm sure we're going to get a pretty cool finale if it's anything like the rest of the season. So let's get into it. Mood. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a bone. Oh no. At least you had just what you needed of the limited supplies. You're just gonna have the dog drag the baby away? Oh god. I guess if she wants to be a walker, she can't stab herself in the head and make it quick, can she? Which is bloody awful. I mean, I wasn't expecting, good tidings and shit, but bloody hell. So they splitting the characters up into sections with that title card. Walking Dead did that in episode 1, didn't they?
Daniel, who was broadcasting? Was it Morgan? I didn't hear him say anything about coordinates.
No, someone else.
You sure you're not just confused again, old timer? You remember what happened last time we took your...
Oh, they're not going to believe him, and then it's actually going to be true. I mean, before, weren't Daniel's kind of delusions more about himself, other than what he heard or whatever? It's about stuff he said and did, wasn't it? Alright, next season, if he survives this episode, I want a Rabbi Jacob episode, because he is criminally underused.
I know you doubt us. You think we're all insane.
You are.
The Phoenix will rise. We'll make it out of this thing yet. Like a phoenix.
Dame el arma.
What the hell?
He wasn't going to the hotel, he was one of them.
Oh.
So they found out that we were coming to the sub.
Oh. Oh, nice, Charlie.
Daniel figured out the truth about Rolly. If he can't figure the coordinates, we have to put our faith in him.
That's true.
Maybe they have some beer, maybe some pretzels.
A really, really deep basement. I'm enjoying these titles. I like to think I'd get drunk in the face of death.
Sooner. I wasted so much time.
Yeah. I watched you waste it. There's no use crying over spilt beer.
Everything you did, everything you've done, you have nothing to be sorry for. Okay?
Are you with them?
Oh shit, hello.
Hey, easy. Look, we don't want any trouble. We thought it was empty.
Oh. There's always a guy with a bat spoiling these two's fun.
Forced us out.
Who were they? Didn't exactly introduce themselves. They just started ranting about the end is the beginning.
Get it back for you.
Yeah.
How?
Pew pew, pew pew. Oh.
Let's give you a front row seat to the shit show that you helped bring down on us.
Oh.
Enjoy the view, asshole.
Wow.
Not a single one of them ever really understand what I am doing the way you do.
Because you're both crazy.
You were the first person that didn't look at me like I had something wrong. Didn't try to make me
Because he's insane.
Step away from the girl, Teddy.
Oh shit.
People are better than the way they act at their worst.
This is how he ended up with a bullet in him.
People will surprise you.
Oh, what a
I
bitch.
walked out. I forgive you for killing John,
Well, I don't. So,
taking my son's life.
Dakota's whole character is just pointing guns at people at this point. Oh, nice.
Thought you were the end. Looks to me like you're planning on sticking around.
Oh my god.
He needs 2 people to launch the missiles. One person can't turn both keys. He doesn't care about you. He just needs you.
You know, it would actually be quite funny if he survives the nuclear fallout and just gets bitten by a walker straight away. I'd quite like that. Imagine if Madison turns up, then just gets immediately nuked. Hello.
He wanted to survive. To take the glory for himself. And in the end,
And which man are you?
I'm the one who was ready to die.
Oh my god, you are just the worst.
I wish I met you sooner, friend.
Nah, you really don't.
My name's Howard.
He'd have fed you to walkers in 5 seconds flat.
I'm Morgan.
Give me a break. Strand's a really great character, but I'm no longer rooting for him to live.
Even if it's not the one we all imagined.
I think I'd be fed up of just thinking positively by this point as well.
We can't make it stop.
It's not over!
I don't think there's a reverse button.
I'm not gonna watch that happen again. Not to someone else I love.
Yes! I mean, they're probably both about to be melted like Sarah Connor in her dream in Terminator 2, but yes!
I actually let myself believe that I could have a family again. You know, with you, that
Oh,
I could be a
God.
husband.
And you can be. Just not here.
In dreams.
I need to hear my baby cry, Morgan.
Oh, God, that's so awful. Oh, man.
Words
Whew.
separating.
Well, that was quite a powerful line.
I can hear them.
I can too.
Oh, is it actual baby Morgan? Holy, whoa. Good job, Rufus. I mean, that's so sad. Rachel and Isaac, ugh. Oh, she can't look at the baby.
Feels like a gift from Athena.
I don't think Grace agreed.
I told you there was no escaping.
You can shut up, John Connor.
You guys,
Ah,
shut the sandbars. Come on. You were right. I know it.
is it like coordinates for like CRM something? Is it CRM? Ah, it is.
I would have been there myself, but we're low on fuel. Didn't know how many people we
Oh, it's Isabel.
Listen, don't ask the pilot any questions. She's here to help. The less you know, the better.
Holy shit! So she found her. I was kind of hoping we'd see that on screen, but okay.
I'm staying up here.
Fine.
I have to see the end.
Everything you say, Dakota, just has so little sense. Oh! Another worm bites the dust. Shit, okay, well, bye. Oh God!
Let's get out of here! Let's go!
Can't believe he literally took the time to like spray paint something, even if it's like ironic. Okay, that's very funny, but if they don't quite get away in time, that's on you, Wes. Oh, why were you not obliterated? Oh my God, is skid mark okay? A lot of people say baked Alaska is their favourite dessert, but for me, baked Dakota is pretty damn delicious.
I'm alive.
You might still die of the radiation, like,
I'm still here.
you're not fine.
I'm Victor Strand. I'm a man.
Oh, now he's
who's
proud to
thrown
say that.
To the wolves, and despite the critics, I'm still here.
Yeah, but you keep going down that path, you're going to be a villain, and then...
Feels like the dawning of a new day to me.
I don't like how he's owning that now.
How about you?
I mean, you're going to have to go pretty fucking far to find supplies now. They've all been bloody destroyed, I would assume. Damn, it really is Judgment Day. That is not the same size child. It's fine. Oh, wow. Where do we go from here? Okay, well, that is another season in the can. And a fantastic finale. I thought I really enjoyed this. And this season, I mean... what a step up from season 5, firstly. But I genuinely think this might be my favourite season of Fear. This was so brilliantly done, I thought, from start to finish. Yeah, there was a couple of episodes where I was like, yeah, this is fine. But most of them I've really, really enjoyed. Like, the level up in quality this season has been phenomenal. And, yeah, it's nice that I think the story and the writing this season actually did serve a very talented cast. I mean, a few characters I think still got lost and could have done with a bit more focus, you know. I feel like Sarah needs like an episode to herself, and Wendell needs to come back eventually. I think Rabbi Jacob's a really great character that they're just not using as well, so hopefully they'll give him something next season as well. But for the most part, you know, I've bloody loved this season. Strange choice, I guess, with how they've ended things, with like the big bads like nuking, send like a missile out, and exactly where that's going to go and what that means for season 7 and like radiation affecting people and stuff like that. No idea, but I'm very excited, particularly with all the guys that went off in the CRM helicopter. That's going to be really exciting, I think. So yeah, I really loved how they wrapped this up, set up season 7 a bit as well. I do think it's a shame we didn't actually see Althea and Isabel's reunion. Maybe that's just COVID related stuff. I would imagine they can always just do a flashback next season. I feel like we do, you know, that's such a big deal. I feel like we need to actually see that reunion on the screen, so hopefully they'll do that next season. And it's a shame we didn't have Alicia in these last few episodes either, but I think that was also a COVID related thing. The actress just couldn't, or I think she went back to Australia, and like COVID restrictions and stuff. She wasn't available for these last few episodes, which is fair. I can't hold that against them, really. You know, they need to do what is safest for the cast and crew, so that's fine. Alicia has been left in a goodish place, unless she now starves to death in the cell because no one can find her, but I'm sure that's not the case. That would be dark. But yeah, I also really liked how the episode was structured, with like the quotes kind of separating the episode up into little sections, little stories. I thought that was really great structurally. I remember an episode of Walking Dead, I think it was in season 8, did that as well. They like split it up into like 6 different characters, I think, which I actually thought really worked well. So it was cool to see them do a similar thing here in terms of structuring things, because this episode kind of had basically everyone in it, whereas a lot of episodes this season, you know, were focusing on 1 or 2 characters. So yeah, it was very well structured, very emotional at points as well. The whole thing with Rachel, her story at the start, like killing herself to like get a Rufus to track someone down and give, you know, baby Morgan a chance. It's awful, you know, when you think back to episode 1, when, you know, Isaac was trying to get back to her and, you know, be there for his child's birth, and then he passed away. You know, Rufus was in episode 1 as well, the dog, hunting down Morgan, and he found Morgan again in the finale. Just very different circumstances surrounding that, and now also Rachel's gone as well now. But is that going to be a chance for Morgan and Grace to raise Morgan unless they all just die of radiation? I really don't know what's going to happen with that. Either way, I really enjoyed the Grace and Morgan stuff. I'm glad we finally got a bit of a smooch from them. Like, yes, big time on board with that. But I also understand Grace's pain, not wanting to go through like the radiation thing again, not wanting to see her, someone she loves go through that. She's still only just lost her child. That she hasn't really had time to process that at all when all this was kicking off. And she's still in a very bad mental state about it, clearly. And I think understandably she isn't, feeling particularly positive about the state of the world and the future and everything, when Morgan seems to kind of feel that. Especially when baby Morgan showed up and he's like, oh, it's a gift from Athena, which I don't know if he should have said that to her, but I think he was trying to cheer her up, but she didn't seem best pleased by it. So I think those two are on very different sides of, how life should be right now in terms of how they view it, which is probably going to cause conflict from them, because of course it's a TV show. You can't have couples be happy. So we'll see where that leads, but again, I've really enjoyed those two in their relationship this season. Karen David has also been a standout. In Dreams was such a phenomenal episode this season that really stood out to me. He's one of the best ones. So I'm glad that she's still sticking around, and I'm glad that we got some development with Morgan and Grace's relationship, and probably be quite strained going forward given how this all ended up, but we'll see where it goes. And I'm glad that they're together at this point-ish, maybe not in the same thought processes, but better than last season when they were separated and Morgan was lying on the floor dying. He was all like, oh, who should I be? Morgan Jones is dead at the start of the season, and then we have Strand like taking on that name for 5 seconds, because they played very early on with the season, like the idea of who these people are going to be and like redefining who they are. We had that in episode 1 with Morgan, we had that in episode 2 with Strand a lot as well. What kind of man he is, and that tied back to his sequence in this episode. Even the title card for his section was like, what man are you, or something. And it started off with him being very much self-loathing, I would say. Somewhat regretful, I guess, for his actions in the last episode. He couldn't even face and own up to his actions to this random stranger who could barely really judge him because he doesn't know him. And he pretended to be the guy who was willing to die for the cause and not the one who fucked it all up. But then when he survived the missile, he owned that. And he's like, well, I'm actually a survivor. This is a whole new world for me. And my frustration with Strand as a character is that they always just go back and forth to pad out stories for him, I guess. And I was like, pick a side. It's kind of like, ugh, okay, we're going back and forth again. How original. Seems like Strand's picked a side, at least. And he's just owning the fact that he's a very selfish, bad person, really. So again, an interesting character. One of the most complex on the show by far. But I'm not really rooting for Strand anymore. But that's just the way the writers and, everything is kind of decided to go with that character. I'm not saying that's wrong by any means. So I'm very excited to see what direction they're going to take Strand in next season. He's definitely going to be one to watch. Could he be going down a villainous path? I'm not sure. We'll see how maybe Alicia plays back into that. And if anyone can kind of try and force some change out of him, it's Alicia. But I feel like he really cemented, this is where I stand, this is who I am. He really owned that in this one. So I don't know if they should just go back on that, because again, that was my frustration for a long time, and just going back and forth. So yeah, very excited for what's going to be next for Strand, for sure. And Howard seems nice. He has bourbon, so I'm all for finding a friend in the apocalypse who has alcohol, and a big museum of nice things to look at. So I'm going to be seeing a lot more of him. Is Strand just going to throw him out the window now, or feed into some walkers to escape that building? Probably. So we'll see what happens with all of that and those two. But yeah, that will be quite something as well. Again, Althea, sending Isabel in the CRM helicopter to save that whole group. No idea where that's heading. Are they going to go to CRM somehow, or is Isabel like defying orders by going to get them? Are we going to actually see the moment Althea tracks Isabel down? I don't know. That clearly will be something to explore next season. But that's very, very interesting. Bringing the helicopter people back into it. You can just feel all these things kind of tying together. So I'm very excited for everything with that. And I liked Daniel. Despite the troubles he's been going through, he worked out that guy had betrayed them and was now joining Teddy's people. He worked that out and killed him, which was pretty bloody badass. And that was enough proof in being able to work that out for Luciana to stand up for him and believe that they should put faith in him hearing this other radio message about these coordinates and going there, which hopefully saved their lives. And the first scene of 701 is that helicopter not making it out in time because Wes was painting the floor, and they'll get vaporised, which would be a shame. But regardless, I really did like that shot of Riley dead on the floor and Wes had written end on him. Like, this isn't the end. That was a cool image, because when the season started off, I think, with the shot of the end is the beginning on the sub. So that was a nice kind of thing for the finale to do. And, I've enjoyed, the actor who plays Riley. And he's like this second half of the season, this little arc. I don't think he's like the best character of all time or anything, but, he served the purpose that he needed to serve. And we had a good performance from him. So, yeah, I guess that's it for him as well. And for Teddy, obviously, because he got shot a bunch of times, including in the head, which normally would kill you. And it did, because he died. What am I on about? So, yeah, everything with that was also quite something. And I love seeing someone stand up for Daniel as well, being his corner, and that's kind of saved their lives. So, Luciana and Daniel, I liked their little bond in this episode, so maybe that's something that they can explore. I could very much imagine like the father-daughter relationship between those two. And it could be Daniel, trying to gain again what he lost when Ophelia died. Which would be nice. Just as Morgan was talking about, I really thought maybe I could have a family again after all this time. I could be a husband, I could be a dad. Everything Grace was saying was very obviously morbid, but I get it with you can have that, but we need to die for that to happen. So there's a lot of those themes kind of coming back as well, like becoming a family again, much like Dwight and Sherry also became a family again. And Sherry kind of came to her senses, I guess. And I really like those two being absolute bosses, taking the little shelter place back for that nice family, and hopefully they're alright. I liked Sherry kind of owning up to her mistakes. That's, I guess, a key difference between her and Strand. Strand owned the horrible things he did, yes, but in a not so healthy, good, moral way. Sherry did own the things she did as well, but owned up to them, as opposed to just owned them, I guess, is the big difference there. So I like that contrast with those two, in the fact that they were trying to patch things up. She was kind of frustrated that she'd wasted all this time, but hopefully they still have some time now. So I'm glad they brought Sherry back into it this season. It was a very emotional reunion at the start. I wish they hadn't had that conflict with them be quite so extreme as it was. It felt a bit like, why did you even bring her back if you're just doing this for the entire season? But I'm glad they did find their way back to each other in the end anyway. But I do feel like it was a bit of a forced, convoluted conflict just for the sake of it between them. But they can move forward now. So I'm glad with how that all wrapped up in the end. So that was nice. What else do we have? John Dory Sr. and June. I don't know if they were being sincere when they told Dakota they forgave her. Why is everyone on about forgiveness? She was too far gone. She literally proved it in this one. She'd rather literally burn alive and die than change for someone else, change for the better. Granted, I don't think she had the best upbringing. Was clearly, not right in the head, I guess. She was a very messed up kid, which is a shame. And, you could see her, I think, very much owning who she is, like Strand did. But just like Strand, she ended up to it in a bad way. It's like, I don't need to change for anyone. Wah, poor me. I'm the best. I killed John. I'm the best. I'm just going to point guns at people, and that's going to be my character for the last 5 episodes of this season. But I do have to give huge props to the actress who plays Dakota, because she has been phenomenal. Genuinely, I think one of the strongest performers this season was the actress who played Dakota. She's been really great, because I just wanted to strangle her the whole time. So yeah, it sounds horrible. I was very happy to see her burn to a crisp. I know that sounds awful, but I was just done with that character. Clearly, it was, I guess, a tragedy that she was just too far gone in the way the world was. There's nothing she could have done about it. And she did take out Teddy in the end, so he couldn't see his end thing or anything, even though he wanted to survive it anyway. Because you could tell when he'd been threatened in the past few episodes, he was bloody terrified when Morgan threatened him in the last one. He didn't want to die. So that they kind of used that, and that allowed Dakota to see through that. And it's the tragedy that she just couldn't fit in anywhere, and no one seems to really, really want to care for her. But yeah, if I was in John Dorie Sr.'s shoes or June's shoes, I wouldn't have forgiven her. I'd have been not even 5 rounds rapid in the chest. But maybe if they want to forgive, because John was willing to forgive people and forgave John Dorie, I guess that's fine. I'm not them. I can't speak for them, so I like them at least trying with Dakota, and then be like, well, you've made your choice, bye, and those two are okay. I was really scared they were going to kill John Dorie Sr. Almost as soon as they introduced him, but the fact that he is still going to be around hopefully next season is great. I'm very happy about that. And yeah, I'm glad that June's kind of worked her way back from when she killed Ginny and everything, and trying to honour John going forward. It's nice, because obviously losing John was a big blow to us all this season. But I think they have done some really interesting stories from it, with June and bringing John Dorie Sr. into it. I would have liked them to have brought John Dorie Sr. into it when John was also still alive, because that would have been really, really interesting. But yeah, I got very conflicting reports from all the official sources about exactly why Garrett left the show and decided to leave. There was one article, an interview with the writers and stuff, saying that it was their choice to kill John off. And another one from also people who worked on the show saying that Garrett wanted to leave. So I'm like, what is the truth? It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, John is gone. But I do. It's still a shame, I think, to have lost such a good character, but I feel like they just about justified the decision in terms of where June's character and stuff went. She's infinitely more interesting to me now. And I like the introduction of John Dorie Sr., which it probably wouldn't have done if John hadn't died. So yeah, there's some good has come from it. There's always some good to be found somewhere from bad things. Season 5, for example, gave us Grace, who's one of my favourite characters, and she was easily the best part of season 5 for me. So yeah, there's always something. And yeah, I think that's basically everything I want to talk about. Oh, Charlie also being the one to shoot Riley. Quick thinking, that's pretty badass as well. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what they're going to do for season 7 now, coming off a very, very strong season, a very strong finale as well. I had no idea what to expect from it, so that's going to be really very exciting. And yeah, another season done and dusted. I've had an absolute blast reacting to it this season. It's been great, because I did have a lot of fun reacting to season 5, and seeing other reactors react to it, and the compilations that Skybound used to do as well. That was always a lot of fun for season 5, because a lot of us weren't big fans of that season, but it's still been very fun this season because it's good again. You can just enjoy the episodes. I'm sure season 7 is going to bring some cool stuff as well. Hopefully it will continue and follow in the footsteps of a very strong season, probably my favourite season of Fear. Season 3 was also very strong, but this one's definitely up there, if not at the top. So well done, Fear the Walking Dead. You've done very good things, and I look forward to seeing what you have in store for us next. But yes, that's another season done. Thank you for all your support on the reactions to this season. I will see you in a couple of months for The Walking Dead's final season kicking off, and The Walking Dead World Beyond season 2, whenever that kicks off as well. I don't know if that's this year or if that's next year. I have no idea. I just wait for trailers. But yeah, that's going to be everything for now. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying these reactions to Season 6. I will see you very soon, and until then, thanks for watching.